We're back again, not with a reaction video. Big up the bigger drink though. One of my favourite drinks, still bigger. You know, there's a reason why man do these reaction videos about the cost of living. That there's probably a handful of people out here who watch my content and think that man made these reaction videos about the cost of living to try and mock people, stand on my soapbox and look down on people. Blood, I do not have low self-esteem. I don't need to put others down to feel good about myself. I feel good about myself by default. Whether I'm working, whether I got money or not, I still feel good about myself. But the reason why I make these reaction videos about the cost of living is for this reason.
So he said there's pain to become important and there's pain in not becoming important. If you do not make no sacrifice now, you will suffer in your elderly age. I always make them fucking videos, blood, about the old people freezing in the winter because they can't afford to heat their homes and that, because they're too broke, because they're fucking peasants, blood. Do you know why? Because in their youth, in their younger days, they never made no sacrifice. So therefore, you're going to suffer in the future. Let me tell you something. If you as a young person watching this right now, I can guarantee you, if you do not make no sacrifice in your young age, in your youth, you will suffer as an elderly person. Do you think these people who are moaning, these elderly people that are moaning about their gas prices being too expensive and that, do you think they made sacrifice when they were younger and they've got 10 properties? Tell me someone that you know that's got 5 to 10 properties or even more that's worried about the fucking gas price right now. That's sitting in a home that's freezing. It's not fucking possible. Do you know why? Because they made sacrifice. They put things in place to make sure that when they're elderly and that, they don't even know they're doing this. It's a subconscious thing. To make sure when they're elderly, they ain't got no worries, blood. Or at least sitting in a freezing home is going to be the least of their worries. I meet tenants talking about I ain't had the gas on in 7 months. I turn my gas on every fucking day. Right, when I leave my yard, I turn it off. But I turn my gas on every day. I'm heating up a 3-bed house and I'm here on my jacks.
If you do not put in hard work and make sacrifice throughout your youth, you will have a hard life during your elderly age, blood. I meet people on a daily basis. And I met someone the other day that fucking shocked me and I thought, this is pathetic. So you know, like, people got like, you got the smart meter device and it tells you how much gas and electric you've used for that day. I don't have one. I think my mum might have one, but I personally don't have one. So anyway, chatting to a woman, and before I was getting ready to bust out and that, I noticed that she had 2 air fryers. This is in the kitchen. You know what air fryers are? This is new little appliance that everyone's buying and that you don't need to use grease and them things there to cook chips and sausages and whatnot. So a lot of people are buying air fryers and that. My mum's got one. Lots of people got them. I ain't got one. I don't want more junk in my yard, innit? Like me, I'm a minimalist in that. If it weren't for me, if it was down to my girl, I'd have every fucking appliance in that in a Ross Clark kitchen. No, you don't need it. Just stick to a Ross Clark cooker and oven and hob, yeah. So anyway, I asked her, how much are the air fryers? Because I know they're like £100 odd, innit? Whatever, innit? So she was like, yeah, this one was £100, £120, and this one was £159, but the £159 was at a discount. It was more expensive than that, innit? And she was like, the best money I've ever spent in a very long time. She was like, did you know? And I'm thinking to myself, this is fucking nuts, blood. Listen to this, blood. She said to me, when she stopped using her cooker for 2 or 3 days, she noticed that when she stopped using her cooker for 2 or 3 days and started using the air fryer, she was able to save 60p per day. Fam, why the fuck are you even bothered about saving 60p? How do you even notice that, blood? How do you notice that? Like, are you that broke? Like, okay, let's say you noticed it because you're that observant and that. But why do you care, blood? Yeah, like, does it mean that much to you to save 60p, blood? Like, let's talk about my bank account, yeah? If I lost £60, if £60 disappeared from my bank account, I wouldn't even fucking notice. If £100 disappeared from my bank account, unless it's in my 2 property bank accounts and that, because I know how much I got there exactly, Because obviously, like, what I got is I got a business account, I got a personal account, and I got one account for one of my flats, and then another account for another flat. I know how much money is in both of them, but because the numbers are quite low, and it only like 4 bags in each account. You get me? But no joke. So anyway, but if £100 or £200 disappeared from one of my other accounts where there's a lot more money in that, I wouldn't fucking notice. How the fuck are you even noticing and even caring that you're saving 60p per day, blood? This is what happens when you don't make sacrifice throughout your youth. You think fucking Alan Sugar is worried about saving 60p or £60 or £600 or 6 grand a day, blood? No, because he's fucking putting the work throughout his youth, blood. Whatever business entrepreneur, Donald Trump. I need to look, search for that thing, what's going on with Donald Trump and that. Cause right now it's June of 2023. So yeah, I want to follow that story and that. Cause I heard my man's got himself into some trouble looking at like 100 years or some madness and that. But yeah, you think man like Donald Trump and that is worried about saving 60p or 60 grand a day? Them man, they're rich, blood. Multi-millionaires. But you think them man, they're worried about saving 60 pence or £600 a day, blood? When you don't put in the work, this is the predicament that you're going to be in, you know. See, I won't be in that predicament because man's putting in the work throughout my youth. I'm not going on holiday 4 times a year because I feel like, oh, I'm entitled to because I'm doing an idiot 40 or 50 hour shift, blood. You should be working 40, 50 hours a week. The flipping camera cut. What happens with this phone? This is an Android, this is a S9 Samsung. And it probably happens with the Apple phones as well. When the phone gets too hot, it shuts down all apps. So if man was on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, or even the camera is technically an app. When it gets too hot, it just shuts down all apps and that. So it's been a few seconds for you lot. It's been like an hour and a half for me. I had to wait for the phone to cool down and that. But I was talking about people feeling entitled to a holiday, 3 holidays a year just because they do look at idiot 40, 50 hour a week, blood. And talking about holidays as well. Your biggest problem when you're 60 years old, when you're pretty much retired and you've busted your ass throughout your youth, the last 30 years of your life, you've been hard grinding or whatever. Your biggest problem should be, should I go on this 6-week cruise around the Caribbean islands and that, or so I just go to Jamaica for 3 months? I don't know how to spend this 8 to 10 grand, you know. Someone help me out and that. Not, oh shit, man needs to, or if you're a gal in it, oh, I need to watch how much I'm spending. Like I need to use the cooker or the air fryer because the cooker uses too much electric and that, blood. These are broke people problems, blood. And certain gal watching, certain people watching this right now will be rolling their eyes and that, oh, whatever, I'll be all right and that, blood. If you're an average person, yeah, I would love to fast forward the clock to the age of 70 or 60 years old for you to see where you are, blood. You'll be struggling, blood. The average person, being average is not good enough nowadays, blood. You'll be struggling. All these people that are talking about cost of living is fucking them up, cost of living is damaging them, cost of living is mashing them up. They ain't got no money in that, blood. They are average people, blood. And most people are average. So that is going to be your fate in years to come, blood. Just because you're born average, I was born average, I made myself above average. Just because you're above average now, that don't mean that you can't become above average, but you have to put in the fucking work, blood. So this is why I make these videos about cost of living now, because this is going to be most people's future. Humans, like, history repeats itself. Look at where you are in life and look at where your parents are in life. Are you pretty much following the same path as them? Yeah? Are they rich? Are they wealthy? If the answer's no, are you rich? Are you wealthy? The answer's probably no. Blood, you're following the same path as them, blood. I've never heard of a couple getting married and they're doctors and lawyers and that, and then their child is just fucking a dustbin, man. If you have a couple where their sons, a couple that, you know, they get married and they're a doctor and a lawyer and they get married and that, their son or daughter will probably have some sort of, you know, job that's in that sort of field. As opposed to a couple that get married and they're, oh no, the woman's just on benefits and the dad's a postman and that. Well, what do you think the child's going to be, blood? History repeats itself, fam. I am boiling up right now, boy. I ain't got no aircon in this car, man. So, but yeah, that's it, man. That's why I make these cost of living videos and that, just to show people, blood, if you don't, you know, pattern up, but you're going to be broke, you're going to be struggling in the future, man. Before, maybe 30 years ago, being average was good enough. Not now. Not now, man. Not now. It's not good enough now. Anyway, man, that's it for today, man. Stay was done, man. Boiling up, blood.